Hello, welcome to my channel. Fuck, this is awkward. Us is a new horror movie from the mind of comedian and horror aficionado Jordan Peele. Written, produced, and directed by him, it stars Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke, Elizabeth Moss, Tim Heidecker, and newcomers Shadi Wright-Joseph and Evan Alex. It is the follow-up to Jordan Peele's Oscar-winning film Get Out. Just like that film, this one is a dark humor horror movie. But where Get Out was filled with commentary about race relations, this one goes for the broader subject of classism. I know I'm a little late for this review, but I wanted to get a video out. I haven't done a video in over a year. So yeah, nobody's watching, so I'm not really that sorry. But yeah, I barely saw this film a few days ago, and I kind of wanted to get my first impressions out there. I've only seen this film once, so I haven't done any thorough analysis on it or whatever. And that's why this is a first impressions video rather than an actual review. And honestly, this is quite a film to digest. I don't even know how to start talking about it. Well, first of all, concerning Jordan Peele's other movie, Get Out, I wasn't actually as crazy about it as pretty much everyone else seemed to be. Do I think it was good? Yes. Do I think it deserved the Oscar? Yes. I don't know, maybe I felt a little misled since it was billed as a horror movie, but I saw it more as a supernatural, sci-fi, dark comedy thriller rather than an actual horror movie. It had a smart script, confident direction, and it has something to say. I think I have almost the exact same feelings for Us. It was pitched as a horror movie, and I guess it has more of that than Get Out did, but I still see it more as a dark comedy, apocalyptic, sci-fi, supernatural thriller more than an actual horror movie. It has great directing, great writing, great acting, great cinematography. It's a very technically sound movie. But even though it's a horror movie, I really felt no tension throughout the whole screening. It was more intriguing than it was scary or tense, really. It lacked a certain rawness that I like in my movies. It left me with a lot of things to think about, but nothing really stuck with me emotionally. Am I rambling? I'm trying to describe this movie without trying to sound like I'm trying to shit all over it or whatever, because it is a good movie and I liked it. Just not as much as I was hoping. I was worried by the trailer when it first came out, because I thought, just judging by the trailer, I thought there was going to be a Strangers or Last House on the Left home invasion type of thing. But we later found out that's not the case, and not to be that guy, but I figured out the twist pretty early on. Well, kind of. I thought about it, but then as the movie went along, I was like, nah, that would just be dumb. But then by the end of the movie, there's a revelation, and they do it what I thought was gonna happen. The message of this movie is not as clear cut as it was in Get Out, which I actually like. It has more than one interpretation, and it leaves you with a lot to unpack. A lot of people say it's about classism, and I can kind of see that. With Gabe and Josh's not so subtle rivalry, as well as with doppelgangers brought up by the government, slight spoilers I guess, as well as with the doppelgangers brought up by the government, and then abandoned once things start to fail, aka the projects. And then it's like the voiceless rising up, because actually none of the others, aside from Red, Lupita Nyong'o's clone, can actually speak. They communicate through clicks and yells, and Red is fluent in both of the clicking and actual English, even though her voice is really hoarse and damaged. And it can also be seen as kind of a metaphor for xenophobia or paranoia about immigrants. Immigration has always been like a hot button topic here in America, but especially now with Trump in the presidency. And it kind of brings out a certain fear about these unknowns. Just like immigrants, the tethered are seen as lesser and not really equal, even though they occupy the same space as regular Americans. And the film, it feels very contemporary, pretty much just like a good horror film does. You know, like zombie apocalypse movies spoke about immigration, and Nostafaru was basically a Jew. It kind of speaks to like a primal fear in Americans, you know, like these people are gonna come out of the woodworks and just come and replace us. But I don't know. For all I know, the people in red could be symbolism for communism or whatever. I don't know. I certainly need to think about it more. Like I said, this movie certainly gets you thinking. Unless you saw this movie as like pure horror entertainment. What would I rate it? I'll go for a 6.5 out of 10. And I might as well rate Get Out while I'm at it, since I didn't get a chance to. 7.5. I'll see it again when it comes out on Redbox or VOD. I don't really feel like watching it in the theater again. And I recommend this movie if you loved Get Out. I admire Jordan Peele. I'm barely 2 movies in, and he's already kind of established his own style. He has a certain way of writing, of directing his actors, of directing the camera, blocking the scene. He has a certain look. It's so well synchronized between both movies that I actually don't blame people if they think that these 2 movies take place in the same universe. And the premises are so out there that even I'm inclined to believe so. Like, the characters will never interact with each other, but it's a place where like tethering and brain transplants are possible. I think this will all tie back to the Twilight Zone somehow. Anyway, those were my first impressions. So if you're one of the 2 people watching this, one of which is me, go ahead and like and subscribe. Even if you think I'm an idiot. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it feels kind of short.